So everybody, let's talk through our signature assignment. What you're going to be doing is building out a portfolio. Now this portfolio you actually will be working on the next couple of classes. But let's look at specifically you're going to be doing for this class. You'll notice we're really focusing in on assessment. Let's be clear, not just tests and quizzes, but formative and summative, formal and informal. We're looking at assessment through the lens of how do we gather information that we can use for our students and inform our practice. Okay? So with that in mind, we're focusing on the INACOL standards of this course. Let's look at the first one, focusing in on E, and then your portfolio contains one example supported with a specific research-supported reflection of the A, that a teacher demonstrates mastery, flexibility, and fluidity with standard E. All right, so one example that you feel best represents standard E, again through the lens of assessment, gathering data, ensuring that the learning that takes place is being assessed in a fashion that informs you and your future actions and gives information to the student as far as where are his or her strengths or where are his or her weaknesses. Then we move down to standard F. The portfolio contains one artifact, a lesson or a project mapped out with an objective and the assessment. Okay, it's all here. And this is all stuff we've been doing in the class. One artifact supported by reflection. G. Now G does ask for two artifacts with reflections. Why? Because this also ties directly into a lot of what we did in 624. So you should already have a very strong understanding of application and how we use the experiences to inform the kinds of assessments that we design. Moving on. For H, one student-created, you're the student, standards-based assignment with appropriate assessment. So you can use something you've already done, you can create something new. This one is very straightforward, one learning activity with its assessment and explaining how it all works together. This is supported with 3 valid resources or documents. And the last one for this class is standard I. One artifact with an explanatory reflection, how you would use the kind of data you would take in. Again, not telling you what kind of data you have to be talking about. Formative, summative, formal, informal, academic, socio-emotional, behavioral. Make this about you, all right? Make this about your practice, and then of course we get into structure and functionality, blah, blah, blah. This is all the basic stuff. But let's look at the base of this. Students will create an assessment portfolio inside LiveText applicable to their current or desired teaching position. Portfolio must include a minimum of 4 different types of assessments. Well, that's already built into the rubric. You don't need to worry about it. And must use a variety of online assessment tools. Okay, again, as long as you can explain how you're using this for some kind of assessment, it doesn't matter what it is. This is about you demonstrating your growth in understanding related specifically to assessment. What we find is that a lot of teachers think a lot about designing really fun, cool, interesting, engaging lessons, but then what? What's the point? That's what this is all about. You being able to demonstrate that you can go beyond the tried and true of just putting cool stuff together, but what data are you gathering and how are you going to use it? Qualitative is just as valid as quantitative if you can explain what you're going to do with it. Now, where are you building this? Inside LiveText. And yes, you will build it, and then we will have a live class meeting where you'll present it to your peers. But what are you doing? First, you're building it inside LiveText. How do you do that? Let's take a look. What I'm going to show you now is how you put your portfolio together. Okay? I'm going to log in to a student demo account. We always land on the dashboard. Now, to build your portfolio, you're going to do something different. Watch. Documents. You're going to be grabbing a template and filling out a template. You have a ton of freedom within that template. But first you have to grab the template and make it your own. So we go to Documents. You are building a document inside LiveText. Once you've grabbed the template and saved your own copy, you'll continue to work off of that, but you have to grab it the very first time. How do you do that? Well, let's think this through logically. You're building something brand new. You only do this once. New. Now, folder. The template is waiting for you inside the Brandman Portfolio Templates. Got it? Folder, Brandman Portfolio Templates. And then which template? You're looking for the one Teaching the 21st Century Learner Portfolio. It won't always be at the bottom. It's the bottom right now because it's the newest thing that's been built. Portfolio Templates is the folder, and the template is Teaching the 21st Century Learner Portfolio. This is the template outline. Aha, Intercol Standards, and there's our classes, and there's an introduction. You have to save your copy as a new document, so give it a name. Don't worry about a description. You can always come back and put this in later. You don't need to mess with anything else. You've got your portfolio template, and you're grabbing the Teaching the 21st Century Learner Portfolio. Give it a title. Save as new document. Ta-da! This now lives inside your Documents folder. So going forward, every time you log in to work on this, you land on the dashboard, you go to Documents, and there it is, your portfolio. So what are you going to do? Well, let's take a look. We are specifically looking at 625. Now notice you have the Intercol standards all broken out. The number of artifacts you're asked to put in, usually one, but there's occasionally two. You go to the individual standard. Let's start with E. All right, there it is, standard E. I'm going to edit. And at this point, this should look pretty familiar. You've got your standard toolbar. You can easily embed YouTube videos. You can make your own videos using Screener or whatever you want and post in YouTube and easily insert them here. You can link out to URLs. You can insert images and you can attach files. Got it? This is all the same sort of thing you've been doing inside Blackboard or you did with Prezi. In fact, you will eventually, let me cancel this. You will eventually go back and link to your 624 Prezi, but we're not there yet. We'll do that later. Right now we're focusing in on 625. Now, click on 625 itself, please. And what you'll want to do here is give your reflection of the class in and of itself. What you really got for it. This is where you get to speak prose. Don't worry about the introduction. This is your introduction. The introduction for the whole of this portfolio, you'll do that in the final course where you really put this whole portfolio together. But for now, give us an introduction to 625 as it has been for you. What is the value you've got from it? Speak from your heart. Prose. All right, so you will fill out this section, and then you move down and you will complete the Inacall standards for this course, which are all, again, built into the rubric. The rubric is designed to ensure that you are successful. You know what you need to be successful in demonstrating the core competencies and understandings of this course. Make it personal. This is about you. Don't just throw stuff in. Use this as an opportunity to demonstrate the kinds of things you do use, you would like to use, you maybe someday would hope to get the opportunity to use if they could change this or this is what you would do. This is your portfolio. Use it to show off. Okay? There are a ton of tools that you can go through and learn more about this. As we go through the next several classes, obviously you'll be filling this section out and this section out and the rest of your Inacall standards. You'll be going back to do 624, and the very last thing you'll do is put in your introduction. All right? Don't worry about that now. This is 625. Fill out your 625 base introduction and your Inacall standards. If you have any questions, first of all, turn to your signature assignment buddy. Just as we had in 624, you will have a virtual signature assignment pal to keep you going forward and be your first line of defense. And ask the rest of the class and come to your instructor. Our goal is to support each other. All right? This is not a competitive environment. This is a supportive environment. We all want to help each other succeed. So you do what you can. You do your best. Take a break. Make sure you save it. And then whenever you come back in, again, land on the dashboard. Go to Documents. You've already saved it, so keep going. You will be resubmitting this same portfolio several times as we go through the next several classes. That's it. Thank you very much.